The manhunt still on for the guy police say caused a big standoff yesterday in Albuquerque and almost hit police with a car that they say he stole.
Yes, this all started when police say a man broke into this home off of Shirley Street in Northeast Albuquerque near Candelaria and Huantabo. Our News 13's David Romero is out there live right now. David, I can only imagine this had folks out there pretty much on edge, right?
Had everybody on edge for quite a while, Elizabeth. And of course, police say this all started out with someone breaking into the home you see behind me here. They say that quickly turned violent when the suspect charged at officers with the car. They say one of the police officers was able to fire at least one shot, which they believe struck the car. The car got away, and luckily nobody else was hurt. Now, they also believe that the man behind the wheel is 20-year-old Chris Sosa. Chief Ray Schultz stressed that they have not completely confirmed that it is Sosa, but they do believe that it was him. Now, it was around 3:15 yesterday afternoon when APD got calls of the home on Shirley Northeast being broken into. After police arrived, they saw some people coming out. They went in, heard movement in the attic, and immediately came right back out. Now, for hours, they gave commands for the person inside to come out. They refused. Then around 8, investigators say the garage to the house opened. A car came out and charged towards officers. That's when they say that the officer fired his gun. Now, police say there were a number of people inside when Sosa broke in, some of them children.
As a side note, there were 2 young children also inside the residence, ages approximately 3 and 4. So we'll continue with the investigation to find out exactly what was occurring.
Now, the children and others did get out okay. Police say that Sosa could be facing charges of aggravated assault with a vehicle and other charges in the midst or regarding the entire incident that took place yesterday. They also say that he has warrants for outstanding burglary charges other than yesterday. Back to you.
All right, David, what a situation. Thank you for that update. By the way, police say Sosa also stole the homeowner's purse and cell phone. Police are in the process of serving a search warrant at the home so they can find out exactly what the relationship is of all of the people involved. In some other news this morning, while that situation was going on, police say this man, 40-year-old Peter Baca, triggered another SWAT standoff, this one in northwest Albuquerque. It started around 5 p.m. yesterday on Griegos Northwest. Now, officials say Baca was possibly armed. He had an outstanding warrant. Baca walked out and was taken into custody 5 hours later. By the way, the Bernalillo County SWAT team was called in to assist that situation since APD SWAT was attending the other situation. One person is dead and another in serious condition after a rollover accident off of I-40 eastbound near Albuquerque. It happened around 7 last night, 14 miles west of the Atrisco Vista exit. According to witnesses, a red pickup veered into the median, overcorrected, and rolled. State police say both people inside were ejected. No names have been released at this time. The accident is still under investigation.
Belen High School will have extra security today because of a threat of a school shooting that was supposed to happen today. Now, police say that a student wrote that threat on a mirror in a restroom recently, but they do think that it was just a prank. However, especially after a horrific school shooting in Connecticut last week, no one is laughing at this now.
It's not funny at all, especially after what happened on Friday. I think it's not cool at all. It probably is scaring a lot of people.
That student, who police say made the threat, is now suspended. 2 men in jail in Roswell right now, and police say they're also persons of interest in a recent murder there. Now, right now, Luis Jimenez and Joseph Barnhill are charged with aggravated burglary after police say they were caught breaking into one home, and investigators are trying to find out if those 2 are connected to another break-in last week where Saul Sanchez walked in and was shot and killed. The ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, will be back to work today to see if a man's civil rights were violated after he got kicked out of a public meeting in Albuquerque last week. This happened here at this Police Oversight Commission meeting on Thursday when Andreas Valdez here with the government watchdog group Vecinos United said this during a public comment session. Okay, what Mr. Valdez said there is today New Mexico Vecinos United has filed complaints with the Office of Internal Audit against Police Oversight Commissioner Linda Martinez. Now, Valdez there was upset that Martinez was allowed to be in charge of the Oversight Commission, even though she's also a member of the Fraternal Order of Police. One commissioner had Valdez escorted out because of that. He was not yelling. He calmly went, though. And last night, City Councilor Dan Lewis said that the commission should not have done that and should have let Mr. Valdez speak. A big drug trafficking ring in Albuquerque busted after federal agents arrest more than a dozen people saying they've been selling pot and cocaine here in the last 16 months. Government is also trying to confiscate Christopher Royball's house and the Air Force One Express car wash here. It's on Gibson near San Pedro. Government says Royball was in charge of the drug ring and bought the car wash with drug money.
You'll now notice a new ghost bike up in one part of northwest Albuquerque. The ghost bike is in honor of Reese Nord. It was placed at the intersection of Montano and Taylor Ranch Road yesterday. Nord was killed back in 2002 while riding his bike home from a friend's house when he was hit by a drunk driver. He was just 14 years old. The ceremony was not only to raise bike safety awareness, but to celebrate what would have been Reese's 25th birthday. Police say the driver, Justin Mishal, who hit Reese, was drunk and talking on a cell phone. He served 3.5 years in prison. Detectives in southeast New Mexico continue to investigate another homicide. This one happened around 1 early yesterday morning. Carlsbad police were called to the 1700 block of South Canal for a shooting. When they got there, officers say they found 20-year-old Adrian Fierro dead with a gunshot wound to the head. Fierro's body was sent to the office of the medical investigator to determine the official cause of death. Police are hoping anyone with information on this homicide will contact the Carlsbad Police Department or Crime Stoppers. Well, the time right now is 5:38. We have a very busy morning on this Tuesday. We have a lot more coming up for you as well in the next half hour.
Including this, parents, pay attention. Don't leave until you listen to this story. A number of toys getting recalled because it could be very dangerous for your kids. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Chris Juggler in Kabul, Afghanistan. Just want to say hello to my good friend Mark Wilder in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's been a long time, Mark. Look forward to seeing you and your family. Hope everybody's doing well. Wish you guys a great and wonderful holidays. I'll see you as soon as I get back in January. Later.
Military Salutes brought to you by these sponsors.
Good morning and welcome to Tuesday. 25 degrees right now. Winds on the northeast at 3, so the winds are nice and light for now. They will pick up for the mountains today, gusting to 40, 45 miles an hour. And then for everybody tomorrow, where we could see some gusts between 50 and 60 miles an hour. Most of the stronger winds, though, across the east and the southeast. Temperature-wise this morning, bundle up 19 in Santa Fe. We're in the mid to upper 20s for the Four Corners, 30 in Roswell, and in the mid 40s for the northeast. A little milder than yesterday morning. The cold will start to move into the Four Corners today. Temperatures there will be a little cooler compared to everyone else. We'll be in the upper 30s to low 40s there. Albuquerque, meanwhile, will get into the low 50s, out of the 30s for Santa Fe, into the low to mid 40s today. And then out east, we're talking highs in the 50s and 60s, and then down the southeast, 70s to even near 80 for places like Carlsbad. Sky's mainly clear right now. We do have the clouds moving in, the storm system moving in. It's going to bring in snow starting tonight for the Four Corners. I'll have details on that. It's a big storm system moving in. All the details coming up next.
Well, you have a chance to cash in on a government crackdown of 3 credit card companies. Customers of American Express, Capital One, and Discover could see a refund from $3 to $300. The 3 companies owe about $435 million in refunds, and if you are one of the 6 million affected, you could see that refund show up on your statement anytime soon.
Sure hope that's me. All right, double check what gifts you're giving your kids this holiday season. Parents, this is for you because some toys have just been recalled. These are called water balls, growing skulls, H2O orbs, and fabulous flowers. These balls absorb water. They get to be about 400 times bigger than their original size. As you can imagine, horrible news if kids swallow them. In fact, one baby did that last year and sadly had to have surgery.